This conference will now be recorded.
Now these are the settings that we did in ECC for accounts payable baseline config. Let's change this from accounts payable to accounts receivable. Accounts receivable baseline configuration in ECC environment. In ECC what we did, we went to SPRO. Let's go to SPRO, SAP reference IMG, financial accounting new, accounts receivable and accounts payable. For accounts payable, we entered into vendor accounts. For accounts receivable, we have to go to customer accounts. In customer accounts, master data, same thing we did for vendor also. Let's go inside the master data. Even for vendor, we did preparations for creating master data. For customer also, it is the same thing. Preparation for creating customer master data. Once we are inside this, first setting is define account group with screen layout customer. Let me put this here. It is the same thing. Define account group with screen layout in bracket vendor. Here it is in brackets customer. Let us activate the transaction codes here, for which additional information on the menu bar, additional information, display key, IMG activity. For this T code is OBD2, and here we have written transaction code as OBD3. Let's change this to OBD2. Next one, create number ranges for vendor accounts. For customer, you will be having create number ranges for customer accounts. Let's copy this and I'll put this in the Excel sheet. Transaction code, we have put XKN1 here, and for this the transaction code is XDN1. Now if you see this, K represents your vendor, D represents your customer. Okay, K represents vendor, D represents customer. In most of your accounts payable and accounts receivable transaction codes, if you find anywhere D that is related to accounts receivable, if you replace that D with K, the same T code will become accounts payable. Okay, if you see here, this is talking about XKN1. K is representing vendor here. If I change this K to D, this will become XDN1 customer number ranges. Last one, assign number ranges to vendor account groups. For this, it is the same thing. Assign number ranges to customer account group. Copy this and put this here. For this, we put the transaction code as OBAS here, and here it is OBAR. Let me replace OBAR. These are the transaction codes. Next one, we talked about account group. We've created local vendors. Here let's create local customers. Next one, vendor master creation. Let me replace with customer master creation. Next, accounts payable reconciliation account will become your accounts receivable reconciliation account. T code will remain FS00. Vendor master creation. Now this will be customer master creation. If your vendor master creation is FK01 or XK01, now we understood K represents vendor here. You need to replace K with D. Now FK01 will become FD01 or XK01 will become XD01. These are the things, these are the basic settings that we have to perform in order to create a customer master in ECC environment. Let's perform these settings in ECC system. So first one, I'll go to define account groups with the screen layout rule customers OBD2 transaction. Let's open this. As usual, new entries on the screen. I'll give the description as test local customers because we are only trying to understand how settings are made. Later on, we are going to add a detailed requirement of our accounts payable and then receivable along with account groups, number ranges, everything. Now I am going to write test here. Account group we are writing as test. Description, test local customers, proceed to save. Now remember, any account group for customer or any account group for vendor that you are creating, this is at a client level. These account groups are used across all your company codes. There is no company code assignment for your customer or vendor account group. If you are operating with 10 company codes, all the 10 company codes will be using same account group. Now our account group test is created. Let me put account group test here, and number range, let's create TES number range. Go back. Create number ranges for customer accounts. Open this. Go to change intervals and this add a new entry. Before that, let's verify if TE is already available. Test. TE is not available. To create the existing number range with the available number ranges, go to interval on the menu bar, click on free intervals. If you click on free intervals, you are going to get the number ranges that are currently available for usage. So what we are going to do, let's select any one number range. Let me select this number range. So as of now, I'm selecting this. Later on, we are going to modify according to business partner. Sorry, we are on ECC. This is straightforward. Let me select this number range 31 to 51. Select TE. Point number one that you have to remember here, in case if you find there are no available free intervals, what you need to do is, currently if you see there are only two ranges that are available. In case if you find number ranges are not available, what you are going to do, you are going to change number range interval at the last number. Now this is your from number, this is to number. If you see, somebody had created to all zeros to all nines. These many numbers are not needed. So what we will do, you'll put 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. All zeros you put only 99 numbers, so that in this series every number will become enabled or activated now. Let me save this. We have reduced the usage of the number range in this. Now if I go to free intervals, you will get the third number range available here. Got it? If you find a number ranges are not there, this is what you are going to do. Now this activity we are performing only in the practice environment. This is not the situation when you are in the actual project. When you are in any project, this screen is completely blank. Whatever the number range you are going to create, only those number ranges will be existing. Otherwise, this is completely blank. You are free to create any number that you want. So if you get the logic, don't think too much about this, because this will lead to unnecessary confusions. Now I'll go to free intervals. Let me use this one now, the one that we have enabled now. I'll put TE, select this, click on continue. TE is here, but we don't want so many number ranges because we hardly create some numbers. So I'll create from 100 to maybe 120. Now I'll click on save. The customer account number ranges have been saved. Go back. After this, third step is to assign number ranges to customer account group in OBAR. Here if you see the next step, assignment of number ranges to customer account group. Open this setting. Same thing as we did for the vendors. Go to position, pick your account group test. Against our account group test, currently there is no number range assigned. We've created TE as the number range. Put TE, proceed to save. Okay, now these three settings have been done. After performing these three steps, what we did, we straight away went to customer creation. To create the customer creation, we need accounts receivable reconciliation GL account. For creating accounts receivable reconciliation GL account, we need to use FS00 screen. Now, when you're in any project, you're not going to create a GL account at this stage, because your GL master would have been already created. As part of your initial GL master upload, all the reconciliation accounts must be already created. But now, since we are creating it for the first time, let us create the GL account now. For that, let's go to FS00. We used a company code GSK. Okay, in this, let's go to accounts receivable. Accounts receivable is here. Let me open this and let me copy one GL account, and I'll make this as 2. I'll put test accounts receivable. Okay, test accounts receivable, local customers, something like this. A description. Go to control data, make sure this is reconciliation account for customers. Field status group is G067 and then save. Now customer reconciliation account is also created. Next step is to create the customer master. To create the customer master, we've assumed transaction code is FD01 if it is a finance customer, XD01 if it is a logistics customer. In short, SD customer. We'll be proceeding with FD01. Let's put FD01. Here you need to select customer account group. Sometimes what will happen when you're selecting this drop down like this, you will not be able to see the 4-digit account group. This is quite common. If you are not able to see the 4-digit account group, let me show you here. If that is not coming, you need to click on this customize local layout on the screen. On this, go to options. From the options, if you go to interaction design, in the interaction design, if you go to visualization 1, you will find under control show keys within drop down. If you disable this show keys within drop down, if you click on apply and then OK. Now let me open FD01. If I open the account group, now we are not able to see the 4-digit account group identification that is created. It's only showing the descriptions. With description, it is difficult to identify because you are going to identify everything by the 4-digit or 2-digit key naming convention. In our case, we have created account group as test, but here you are not able to see the test account group. If this is the situation, what you need to do, you have to go to this customize local layout, options, interaction design, visualization 1, enable this show keys within drop down list. And if you click on this drop down list is sorted according to alphanumeric. Click on apply and then proceed to save. Now if you open FD01, if you open the account group, you will be able to find 4-digit account groups coming up here. From this, you are going to easily find out where is your account group test. Here is your test. Right? Select this test. Customer number will be blank because we are using internal number range. If you are using external number range, you need to put the number at the time of customer master creation. Now company code will be GSK. Reference will be blank because we are not trying to copy from existing customer. Only 2 inputs. One is your account group, 2 is your company code. Click on continue. Title, select any one title. Let's say company. Let's select any one. DMart India, DMart Street 10. I'm just giving any random address. fill up the address, and after that go to company code data. Whenever you are creating any customer master, remember you are going to create general data first, which means name and address. After that you are going to click on company code data. Click on company code data. You need to input reconciliation account. Open the drop down list. This will give the list of GL accounts for which customer is assigned as the reconciliation account type. We have created 15 all zeros 2, which is test accounts receivable local customers. Double click on this. Sort key, you are going to select 001 whatever and click on save. Now your customer has been created. With this, your baseline configuration for accounts receivable is completed. Is this going to take more than 15 minutes? No, right? You're not going to create so many customer groups and all. You're only going to create one customer group. You're trying to understand how to create this. Once you get the logic, whether you have one account group, 100 account groups, it is the same logic. Okay, this is what we are going to do in ECC environment. Now let us perform the same settings in S4 HANA environment. Let me close this. Any questions in this ECC accounts receivable settings and customer master creation? Any doubt, or is this clear? Similar to your vendor, or any changes you found?
No change, sir. It is totally similar to vendor, creation of vendor.
Right, there is no major changes. If you understand vendor, you should automatically understand customer. In the similar way you have to approach, so that you are able to recollect vendor, you are able to understand customer. Don't see them separately, see them together to ensure that the confusion between AP and AR is also eliminated, because most of the people will get confused between payables and receivables. Right, this is about your ECC accounts receivable baseline config with customer master creation. Now let's log in to S4 HANA system. Log off. Yes. Now I'll go to S4 HANA. Same things I am going to copy here. This is in your S4 HANA environment. Let's try to understand what we are going to do in S4 HANA system. Same thing, I'll go to SPRO, SAP reference IMG, financial accounting. Now one point, if you remember here, in ECC you are able to see financial accounting two times. One is financial accounting, the other one is financial accounting in brackets new. But in S4 HANA system you are able to see only financial accounting. Correct?
Yes, sir.
One point I want you to remember here. SPRO, okay, here you are able to see only financial accounting on the left hand side, which is your S4 HANA system. On the right hand side you are able to see financial accounting in new. This is your ECC system. Now whenever you find these two things, one is only financial accounting, the other one is financial accounting new. Only financial accounting represents classic GL settings. Financial accounting in new represents new GL accounting settings. Clear? One is your classic GL, the other one is new GL. But when you are working in real environment, even in your ECC system, you are going to find only one financial accounting, not two. Right? Even if you are working in real environment, in ECC version, you are not going to see two financial accountings like you are seeing in the practice system. There will be only one financial accounting, only one financial accounting, that is your new GL financial accounting. Clear, right? Okay. In S4 HANA system, on the SPRO screen, let's go to financial accounting. Because in S4 HANA, by default, you have to use new GL. There is no concept of classic GL in S4 HANA. Let's go to accounts receivable and accounts payable. In this, customer accounts. Now notice whatever I have done in ECC, what I am doing in S4 HANA. Master data, preparations. Now the same settings were there in ECC, same settings are there in S4 HANA also without any changes. Here you have defined account groups with screen layout customer. Same setting is already available here. OBD2 is the transaction code. Let's activate T codes here. IMG activity. OBD2 is the transaction code here also. Next one, create number ranges for customer accounts XDN1. Create number ranges for customer accounts XDN1. It is the same. Next one, assign number ranges to account groups OBAR. Here also assign number ranges to customer groups OBAR. Are there any changes in the config? No, right? Now let us define these settings. First one, define account groups with screen layout. Add a new entry. Test is what we created. Test local customers. Click on save. One account group is created. Point number 1 is done. Second point, number ranges for customer accounts. Let's open this setting. Create number ranges for customer account. Open this. Go to change intervals. And here what we need to do, go to intervals on the menu bar. Click on free intervals. For the first time, let us select any number range, or what we are going to do, we will leave this blank as of now. We will create the business partner number ranges. According to the business partner number range, let us create one number range in ECC, in your vendor account group. Okay, I'm not creating it now, just to ensure that the same number range is available on BP and on the customer. I'm not doing these settings as of now. I'm holding these two settings to make sure that the number ranges that we are going to assign for the customer are in sync with your BP number ranges. Next settings, what we need to do, we need to perform business partner settings. In the business partner settings, we have to go to different config. For business partners, let's minimize financial accounting. Your business partner settings are found in cross application components. You will find cross application components here. Expand this cross application components. In this, you are going to find business partner. Here it is, your SAP business partner. Expand SAP business partner. Just scroll up. Now under SAP business partner, you will find business partner. Open this business partner. Here you will find basic settings. Open the basic settings. In this, you will find different settings. But here we are going to define only the number ranges and groupings. All other settings are SAP predefined. We will be using standard settings as it is. Open number ranges and groupings. First one is to create number ranges. Copy this. Put this here, define number ranges. For this, we have a transaction code BUCF. Let's put T code BUCF and let's open this. Define number ranges. Click on change intervals. So it is telling number range is locked for editing by user FICO. Now when somebody is editing this number ranges, the other user cannot do it. In short, any configuration, any table maintenance can be done only by one user at a time. Until this user comes out from this screen, we will not be able to make our own changes. So in these kind of situations, what you need to do, go to transaction SM12, SM12, put that user ID which is coming there, FICO, and here this is locked. Select this, click on delete. But don't do this in real environment. This is not recommended when you are working in the real environment. In the real environment, the user ID whom you are getting, you need to approach that user and ask them to come out of the screen, because you do not know what they are doing on that screen. Just like that, we are not supposed to remove them out of the screen. Okay, this is applicable only in your practice environment, not in the real environment. Let me close it. Let's come back and try to open once again. Right now we are able to edit this. Let's go to interval on the top, free intervals. There are a lot of free intervals. 9 series is available. Parallelly, what I am going to do, I am going to open number range screen for customer, which is your XDN1. Go to XDN1, click on change intervals here also. Let's try to identify the available number range here. There we were getting a 9 series. Let us verify if you are getting a 9 series here. 9 series is available here. 9 series is available here also. Right? So let's make sure we are proceeding with 9 series. Okay, on the business partner, let me go to free intervals once again. I am going to select one number range, let's say 9 all zeros 40 or 220. Let me select 40, TE here, and I'll click on apply. Number range interval TE is already available. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put TS. TS is also already available. Let me put T1. T1 is also already available. When you get this message, that represents somebody had already created a number range with T1. So I'm going to create @1. This is also already created. Let me put CZ. Okay, CZ was available. This is what we have created. 9 all zeros 42, 9 all zeros 199. Let's click on save this, enter. Once we do this setting, next thing is to ensure the same number ranges are available for your vendor master. Let us go to vendor number ranges, change intervals, go to interval, click on free intervals. What number range we were using here? We were using 9 all zeros 40 to 199. But 9 all zeros 40 to 199, is this available? This is not available, right? 40 is not available here. In the 9 series, what you can see here is only from 1000, not from 1000, from 701. So this number is not going to work out for us. So let me delete this number, save it. Again go to free intervals, 220 to 300. This is 4151 to 7999. Now is this going to be the same number range? 9 all zeros 4151 to 9 all zeros 7999. Is this going to be work out for us? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I am going to use this number range for business partner. I'll put CZ here. Okay, I don't need so many number ranges. 4150 till 4160, because we are only going to create 1 or 2 customers under this group. Save this. Now this number is what you want as the from number, 4151. Let's copy this. CZ, this is your vendor account group. This is your customer account group. CZ, just find where is your CZ. Here from number I am going to make from this number to 4160. Clear? I have used same number range there and here, and for your customer it has to be external. Is this correct? For customer this must be external number range. Proceed to save. Clear how we created this number range? Your business partner should be always internal numbering system. Your vendor and your customer should be always external numbering system, so that you will be able to maintain same number range for BP and your customer. Now this account group first let us assign to our customer account group in OBAR. Go to OBAR. In this, go to position, find our account group test. Against test, let us put CZ. This is what we created as number range. Proceed to save. Okay, number range is also created. This is not test, this is CZ is what we created. Now first setting for business partner we have done. Second setting in the business partner will be define groupings and assign number ranges. Copy this, put this here. For this there is no transaction code, we need to access it through IMG path. Open this setting, add a new entry. You need to add BP grouping. You are going to create test as BP group. Now test is already existing here. What I'll put TES1. This is also is already there. TESS. Okay, I've created a TESS. I'll put test local customer. Test local customer. Number range is CZ that we have created. Correct? This is your BP number range. Account group is TESS. Number range is CZ. Click on save. Now BP number ranges, BP account group, BP number range account group assignment is completed. After this, we need to perform CVI related settings, which is your customer vendor integration. For that, come out of your SAP business partner, come down to this one, master data synchronization. Open master data synchronization. In this, customer vendor integration, in short CVI. Open this customer vendor integration. In this, go to business partner settings. Under business partner setting, currently we are performing accounts receivable config, for which open settings for customer integration. Inside this same settings that we did for vendors, come down to field mapping or field assignment for customer integration. Expand this. In this, assign keys. Here it is the same option that we did for your vendor. Option number 1, you can create BP master first, derive the vendor customer number next, or you will be creating customer number first, deriving BP number next. Ideally, what approach we are going to follow? We will be following to create BP number first and then derive the customer number next. That is the reason BP we have created internal number range. For customer we have created external number range. So you are going to take the first one, define number assignment for direction BP to customer. Let's open this. In this, add a new entry. There are two account groups. Okay, this is your grouping. This is another grouping. First one, just open the drop down. You will come to know what is the account group. This is your business partner grouping. For business partner, we have created TESS. Not a test because it was not available. We created a TESS. Select TESS and you are going to create account group. This is your customer account group. For customer, we have created test. This is what we have created for customer. Make sure you put these two groupings, and if you scroll right a little, you have an option called same number. We want to maintain same number for customer and business partner. Put this same number setting, click on save. Okay, enter. Now with this, your BP related configuration in S4HANA completed. This is the third step. This is the third step. I'm purposefully not putting the IMG path because when you're configuring, I want you to go and find out where this configuration path is available. Alright, now our configuration is completed. It's time to create the customer master in our company code. What we are going to do to create the customer master? First point, we need to have GL account for accounts receivable, for which go to FS00. Our company code is DEIN. Accounts receivable. Here is your accounts receivable. If you open, you have this many accounts receivable. But for accounts payable, did we create any test? Okay, let me create one GL account. Otherwise, I am going to use the same existing accounts receivable, which is your trade. But before that, let us make sure if this GL account is created as customer reconciliation or not. Let's go to control data. Make sure this is your customer. Now in ECC, we try to create customer master using FD01. In S4HANA also, I'll put FD01. If I put this, same message we are getting, same pop-up we are getting. It is asking us to select a business partner, and down below it is giving redirecting to transaction BP as transaction FD01 is absolute. Same message we got when we tried to access vendor master creation FK01. Come out of this screen, go to BP transaction code. In the BP transaction code, we want to create a new customer. Before you create the new customer, you must know what is the name of the customer. Accordingly, you are going to decide whether it is a person or it's an organization or it is a group. Majorly, we will be creating person and organization as customer or vendor. If I want to create, let's say, same thing, DMart as my customer. So what I am going to create? I am going to create DMart as a person or DMart as an organization. Your DMart is not a person, DMart is an organization. Let's click on organization. Here you are going to get the first role, which is your business partner, general role, which is all zeros. So before you create the business partner, make sure you are going to assign the business partner account group. We created account group as TESS here. Test local customer. Role is common or general role. Put the title as company. I'll put DMart. Search term also DMart. DMart Street 10. Some address I am giving randomly. Come down, also give communication language as English. And other things, if you feel you can update. As of now, I'm not updating anything. Because we are only going to verify if customer master we are able to create thoroughly with our config or not. I'm proceeding to save this business partner.
Sir, one small doubt.
Yes,
Sir, in HANA 21, in this region field, like we put 13 for Maharashtra, na?
correct.
The server in which I am working currently, in that we need to put the initials like Delhi for DL. Not numbers are not coming. Is there any setting or it's a new feature in HANA?
You're using client system or you're using the external system?
Sir, it's a kind of test for testing purpose, testing server.
If you are finding numeric, everything should be numeric. If you are finding alphanumeric, then somebody created them manually. If you see this A1, A2, A3, A4, these are something which are created manually by somebody.
Okay.
Okay, but normally you will have numeric only, because even in your ECC these are numeric. Even in S4HANA these were numeric only.
Okay.
Okay, check if
Yes, sir.
everything is alphabetic or if there are alphanumeric combination.
Sir, alphabetic.
Every completely alphabetic.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then there will be a change.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right. Now our business partner has been created. This is the BP number that we got. 9 all zeros 4151. Now once your business partner general role is created, or in short only the BP is created, you need to decide what you are going to do with this DMart. If you are going to sell to this DMart, you need to convert this DMart as a customer. For converting DMart business partner as a customer, you need to assign relevant or the respective role to the DMart business partner. For customer, you will have a different business partner role. To assign any role to the existing business partner, make sure you are on the change mode of the business partner. Currently, you are on display mode. Switch to change mode by clicking on this switch between display and change or F6 icon, shortcut key. On this, go to change in the BP role. Open the drop down. For customer, you will have a role which will begin from F. Now you have different roles for customer here, but there are two standard roles for your customer. They are these two, FLCU00, FLCU01. These are standard BP roles. The others are somebody created. In the business partner setting, somebody created them for the practice purpose. Ignore them. Even in the real environment, we are not going to create the customized BP rules. We will be using SAP standard BP role everywhere. Sometimes people might ask you what is the role for customer in your BP. You will have to tell FLCU00 for FI customer, FLCU01 for SD customer. Let us create FLCU00 and the address is coming automatically from your main role, which is all zeros. If any other field is mandatory, you just fill it up, and all the other tabs related to customer have been added here. If you go to customer general data, you are able to find account group as test. This account group is automatically determined based on your BP configuration. In the customer vendor integration or in CVI settings, we mapped BP grouping along with the customer grouping. So according to BP grouping, BP number is generated. For this BP grouping, system is detecting this account group. For this account group, system had detected a number range. That number range we maintained as external. Accordingly, the same number has been allotted as customer number. Okay, once you check this, straight away go to company code. Same thing we did in ECC also. We have given customer address. After that, we clicked on company code segment or company code icon. I am doing the same thing here. Here we need to give company code in which you want to extend or assign this customer. DEIN is the company code. After that, select the reconciliation account. Open the drop down. Select accounts receivable, trade. This will be 001. There also same thing we did. I am going to save here. We did save there also. Other fields we are going to understand based on the business scenarios. Proceed to save. Now your customer account has been created. If you see, your business partner number is 9 all zeros 4151. Your customer number is also 9 all zeros 4151. Is your BP number, customer number same or different now? Are they same? Now this is called as your CVI, customer vendor integration. Your customer master code, your vendor master code, your BP master code will be the same if you are using the same business partner as both customer and vendor. Right? Any doubt in this BP configuration in S4 HANA system and then in ECC system? Are there any much differences or you find it is the same? Except the three additional settings, do you find any complications, any major changes?
No, sir. Hello.
Yeah,
Sir, in master data synchronization, we are selecting direction BP to customer. But
correct.
if we select customer to BP, however, in every case we are creating BP first. Then how it will work? Because customer to BP, we have to create the customer first, right? But normally we are creating BP. How
Yes.
will that work?
If you are using the customer to BP first, then you'll have to make BP number as external number range. Or in that case, you are going to keep BP and your customer same number ranges. System is going to allot customer number first and this customer number will be transferred to BP. But that setting is not used so far. I have not worked on that setting so far. But we will experiment that scenario once.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so that is not that scenario. We normally do not use it because practically you will be creating BP first. From BP, you are going to create customer. So your BP number should be extended as customer number. So we are going to maintain customer number as external. This is the practical approach that is followed in every project. But in case if you want to go the other way around, customer to BP, then we'll have to experiment once to see what exactly is happening in the system with this setting.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, we have a customer or vendor in easy system and we want to same in S4 HANA with same number. So it is possible.
Same number, it may not be possible because when you are migrating from ACC to S4 HANA, you'll have to define certain configurations again. There is something called a delta configurations. If you go to SPRO, SAP reference IMG, you will find conversion of accounting to SAP S4 HANA. In this, you will have preparation and migration. Here you have preparation and migration for, do you find anywhere accounts receivable or customer? Asset accounting, accruals, general ledger. Now these are all the delta configurations that we need to define from ECC to S4 HANA. And after that you will have certain checklist provided by SAP. According to those checklist configurations, you'll have to migrate. Because in your S4 HANA system, you don't have BP number range grouping, correct?
Yes, sir.
And in ECC you have number ranges. You need to map all these number ranges according to S4 HANA. Then we need to migrate according to the steps that are provided by SAP. Okay, so if you maintain the same number range for BP grouping, the same number range that is currently available in ECC a customer or ECC vendor will be created as same vendor or same customer in S/4HANA. But for that, we need to check the prerequisite conditions that are provided by SAP. Okay.
Sir, in case of data migration,
Yeah,
do we use that from that numbering from customer to BP?
possibly, yes.
I was
That is
discussing
possible.
this point with one friend of mine. He told me that in earlier their client was working on ECC, then they migrated the data to S/4HANA, and that time they used it.
Possibly you're right. That could be the reason. But let's see if there is any documentation for it. Cross application components, master data synchronization, customer vendor, BP settings, customer. Now, if we read this documentation for this, so in this IMG activity, groupings for the business partner, account group for the customer master to ensure that when you process the customer as part of the customer integration, the system also updates the business partner at the same time. With this assignment, you choose whether the customer master record is to be created with an account group with internal or external number range or with identical numbers. Requirement is you have defined and assigned a number range and grouping for the business partner. You make these settings in the following. This settings is fine. The account groups that are also used for the consumers or retailer site cannot be synchronized. There is no clear information given here. There is no prerequisite or there is no condition mentioned here. Right? If I close this, if I open this documentation, now here something is mentioned. If you want to use this same number as business partner that is currently being processed, then you need to tick set same number indicator. That is done. If you want to enable flexible handling, then you will be using flexible grouping indicator. Except this same number indicator, there is no other change in the master data. In the activities for BP2 customer, it is mentioned that you have to select the same number that we have already done. For direction customer to BP, it is not mentioned as you need to put same number. So anyways, we will perform this setting in the next session. Okay, we'll try to create one BP account group with this setting. We'll try to create and then see how system is behaving for this so that we will understand practically what is happening. Clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions? All right, then if no other questions, let me stop this recording.